It is tournament day. Really quick, just like the top 3 important discs that are going to be used today. This bad boy. You guys remember him? Both of these Halo Destroyers and my S-Line DD3. There's like 3 tee shots where this is going to be crucial. I'm hoping that goes well. I just put it in the bag about 5 minutes ago, but I've had it in my bag for months, so. Your boy is also bringing a caddy along today, and we have come to pick up the man.
Thank you for picking me up.
Of course. You want to say hi?
Oh boy, good morning.
All right, you guys buckle up because we've got a wild ride today. I'm going with my S-Line DD3, just a nice hyzer flip. The only real obstacle to miss is that big tree to the left, and I did just that. I've got 300, maybe 275 into the green. I'm going A2, trying to do a big spike hyzer, and I just pulled it a little too wide. Hits the hillside, pitch up, take the easy par, which is all part of the game plan. I'm not messing with that elevated basket at all. Now I move on to the alternate hole, 2B. I'm going with my FD3. There's a cart path that you have to go right of. I shanked that a little low, and it was chilling on the cart path. So I've got, I don't know, maybe like 130. Pitching up with the KJ PA3. Easy little approach, take the bogey, move on. So now you have hole 3, par 4, 675. Big forehand. You've got all this room out to the left to work with. However, I just bury it in the tree. Low ceiling. I like to go with another forehand.
Get over it.
This time I bury it into the floor. And now I found the only tree in the middle of the fairway. Very rough lie. I go with the forehand roller.
Oh, it cut quick.
Awful,
What a bounce.
awful release. Hits the ground, immediately goes left. The game of inches. I'm out of bounds by like 6 inches. Now I've got a forehand into a very heavily guarded green, so I go over the top with my FD3, just trying to crash down above the basket. It works out. I'm a little long. I've got about a 25-footer. I have a gap between the trees. Hit the putt, stop the bleeding, and move on to hole 4. Big downhill bomber, going with my S-Line DD3 again, slipping off the tee. I somehow got over those branches, and I'm in a not a bad spot to save par. So Halo Destroyer, huge forehand. I'm just trying to get somewhere into position to hopefully save the par. Not a bad spot, very low ceiling. I'm going with the A2. Just trying to keep something very low, skip something up there. No more unnecessary bogeys. Tapping in for the par. Now this is where the birdies should start to happen. Hole 5, par 3, 240. FD3 straight down the gap. And I smack a tree. So I have to get in between those trees, and I figured you might as well just go for it. So I try to pitch it up. The chains were from somebody else, but I did skip off the top of the basket and then cleaning up the putt for par. Now we have a very tiny hole, 190 feet, very tight gap, low ceiling. Just a little skip shot with the A2.
Check up.
I thought it was deep. It wasn't deep at all. A little 15-footer. First birdie of the day.
Thank you.
Moving on to the next hole. I'm getting a little excited now. Hole 6, 400 feet. Big hyzer out with my prototype DD3.
That looks really good. Let's go. Thank you. Thanks.
Tapping in for another birdie. So I'm feeling good. Back-to-back birdies always feels nice. Hole 6B, par 3, 360 feet. There's an OB bunker that is short. I was going to go mid-range, but I elected to go with my FD3. Out of the hands, I loved it until I noticed it didn't skip, and I was right on the edge of the bunker. Managed to still save par. I was a little bummed out that I didn't get the birdie, but we move on to hole 7. I'm going with my Zen, which is Essence. I tried to hyzer flip something down the gap, missed the line. Game of inches. My disc is sitting OB another foot away. Big hyzer out over the tree. I loved it out of the hand. I honestly thought I was going to go in the basket.
Oh, I didn't account for a skip.
Take a little skip. I'm circle's edge, 34 feet. I've got a bush right in the face and a branch on my neck. Sound of commitment. Cleaning up the bogey, moving on hole 8, which is a par 5, an eagle opportunity. I'm looking to get the birdie.
You're not disciplined at all.
Straight shank job off the tee.
You're safe. Let's go. Let's go, baby.
Somehow I managed to stay in bounds. However, again, I shank my drive. I'm trying to go way right of that big tree to open up my third shot into the green, but I'm very left, blind to the tee. Big hyzer with the
You're blocking
A2,
everything
and
right now.
yet again,
Literally
another
everything.
grip block.
3 grip blocks in a row, dude.
At this point in the round, I'm actually getting pretty frustrated. I'm usually pretty decent off the tee. However, I have zero confidence right now. 8B 370. Downhill, I play a big hyzer out over the tree. Loved it out of the hand. Was worried, but ended up sticking. Tapping for the birdie. Moving on to hole 9. A big turnover shot. No commitment. Bails out
This
to the
is the
left.
worst I've been off the tee in a long
Basically,
time.
immediately taking away birdie. I have to make it around this mando tree. A2 to put me into position for the par. Loved it out of the hand. Now I have this awkward distance where it's like, do you stand still and throw it or jump putt it? Regardless, I got up there to save par. Only wooded hole in the course. Midnight Prowl 2. Loved it out of the hand. Set me up with a nice 25-footer. Didn't commit. Didn't get the hand up high enough. Tapping in for the par, moving on.
Me, dude.
I am pretty frustrated at this point. Flipping out, went OB. Trying to calm my mind down, I backed off this tee shot. Threw a horrible one straight back into the ground. So I've got this shot, hopefully to put me into position to save par. I've got a tree branch right in my run-up, so I have to duck underneath it when I'm throwing. And I'm carrying OB the entire way, so I had to put a lot of thought into this throw. As best as I could have done, left me with about a 20-25 footer. Tried to slip out the back, I did not care. Moving on to the next hole. There's a lot of options on this hole. I'm not messing with that center gap though because I have no confidence off the tee. So just a big hyzer out over the tee, leaving me about 380 feet to the pin. I've got an OB cart path to the left. I do not want to mess with that whatsoever, so I'm throwing my Metal Flake FD3, hard and flat.
Don't get me too deep in there. It's pretty deep in there.
It was not pretty in here. I do have a forehand roller, so I'm going with my Doombird 4, just trying to cut roll something out.
No way.
Did not cut roll. Straight. Luckily I didn't go OB, but I'm way cut off at this point. PA3 turnover shot. Pitching up. I can't see the pin at all. I was happy to have this as a putt. Moving on. Forehand flex. Again, did not commit. Buried it out to the right. Deep, deep, deep into this tree. I was not expecting to have any look whatsoever, but somehow I had a little gap. Another forehand shot. I'm going with my C-Line FD3, downhill 380 feet. Loved it out of the hand. This is the first time I felt like I threw a decent shot, put it on the pin.
Sweet. Thank you.
Took the birdie, moving on to hole 15.
There's a spider on my ear.
There was a spider on my ear, but it had nothing to do with that horrible, horrible tee shot. Throwing from the drop zone, burying it in the ground. Another horrible forehand attempt. I'm 280 feet away from the pin, downhill, going with my A2. I thought I was OB long. I'm barely in bounds. At this point in the round, I am highly frustrated. It's a mental battle for me. I'm trying to stay as cool, calm, and collected as I can, but the course is beating me mentally. Save the par. Another hyzer with the FD3. The only backhand that felt good for the round. Put this on the pole as well. Got the birdie. Tough birdie to get with this being an elevated basket right on the edge of a hill. Followed that shot up with a grip lock, leaving me a 60-foot death putt. I'm not messing with it. At this point, I'm tied for last cash, so just wanted to get the par, move on to hole 18. Great tee shot. I was expecting to get some turn, but just played a hyzer the whole way. Set me up into position. I'm 400 feet to cross the water. I just need to throw this shot hard, flat, get a little bit of turn, and I just throw a pure hyzer shot straight into the water. RIP Prototype DD3. Throwing my Metal Flake FD3. I'm just trying to make the water. I crush it long. I wanted to run this, but I figured I'd be disciplined, so I just pitch up, and not a good pitch up, so it takes off rolling down the hill. But we hit the putt. So the final hole, hole 1, I'm trying to go S-line DD3, a little hyzer flip. I just flip over my wrist though.
OB ditch. Let's do it.
I honestly thought I was going to land in the ditch. I'm surprised I didn't. A very simple approach that I leave 40 feet short. Airball the putt. Tap in for the bogey.
All right, so a horrible performance today. I just felt like I had zero control the entire time. Like it was scramble from hole 1 to hole 18. It was also really weird because I had zero confidence off the tee, like none. Usually it's the opposite. Usually I have all the confidence in the world off the tee and I just can't hit a putt. Today the putter was actually good. I missed one inside the circle putt. Circle 2s were bummy as usual, but the circle 1s were good. I don't know, it all came to off the tee. But a lot of stuff to work on between now and the Fayetteville tournament. Thank you guys for watching that horrible round, and I'll see you guys later.